Hi, my name's John. Welcome to another Sunday night nightcap. The nightcap's got the normal mixture of machining, a little bit of welding and some plasma cutting. I do quite a lot of work on the Harrison lathe. I bought a new Bison 3-jaw chuck for it. I sure installing that. And then the clutch starts to give problems on it. The braking's been getting slower and slower and the clutch eventually stopped working. So I take the clutch apart and find the fault, and I sure quite a bit of repairing that. I've had quite a lot of interest tuned in these AR40 and AR32 bell end shaped spanners. I've managed to get some quarter plates and I have cut out a few AR32 and AR40 spanners. They're on eBay now, and I'll put the eBay numbers in the description box. In fact, I'll put the eBay numbers up here as well. You can either buy a 32 or a 40 or both at the same time. Anyway, have a look. Next weekend is the monthly draw. If you haven't entered the draw, all you have to do is send me an email containing your name, like your full name, like John Mills, not just John. That's my email address up there. Your name goes into a booklet. If it's drawn out, I'll post the prize off anywhere in the world completely free of charge, and there's some fantastic prizes up for grabs next weekend. I had a nice email last week from Canada asking if I could give a lad called Paul Schofield a shout out. Paul's just starting out his career as a machinist, and his dad wanted to know if I had any words of wisdom. If I was a machinist, I probably would have, but I'm just a mechanic, it pisses about. But one thing that has always stuck in my mind from my school days is measure twice, cut once. Don't waste your master's time, money or materials, and you'll go a long way. Anyway, Paul, all the best, buddy lad. I've had this 4-jaw Southampton chuck on this lathe for probably a couple of years now. When I first put it on, it wasn't too bad, but it's getting to the stage now where it won't repeat. You can put something in, clock it in by simply loosening these bolts up and bump the chuck nice and true. You take the part out and put it back in, and it's not running true again, and it should be running dead true or within a couple of thou. So what I've done, after selling that little modified lathe, I've spent some money and I've bought a Bison 6-inch chuck, which I'm going to put on. And I'm going to put this on my weld positioner. Unfortunately, that's all it's fit for now. It's causing more and more hassle, so it's going to have to come off. So the register on the back plate is a loose-ish fit. It's got a few thou wiggle room on it. So what you can do is you can bump the chuck in to get it straight and then fully nip them up. It's got a little bit of movement on it. If these wheel patterns are the same on the new chuck, it'll be an absolute miracle, but you never know, stranger things have happened. This chuck wasn't expensive. It wasn't the cheapest one you could buy, but it wasn't expensive by any stretch of the imagination. And you can see here it's got a little bit of wiggle room on there. This is the chuck I bought to replace it. It's not brand new, but it's not far off being brand new. It's really is in good condition. A new chuck like this is sort of £500. And it can be either front mounted or back mounted. You've got both fixings. I'm going to put it on from the front, obviously. So if I was to pick that up and lift it up and put it on there, it would be an absolute miracle. I thought it'd be too good to be true. It's a much narrower body chuck as well, so it's a lot lighter, and it means things are going to be closer in towards the centre of the lathe. Right, so I'm going to take this off clean all the faces, put it back on again, nice and clean. Machine this to take that chuck. 3 bolt fitting. I've got the bolts. Bolts come with a chuck. They have never been in, so. Right, I've whispered those faces and they were running dead true, which I would have expected. The register on the chuck is 125mm, and this is at the minute at 128. So we need to take 2mm off for starters, and then there's 1mm. Getting near now. So I don't want to make this a tight fit. I want a little bit of wiggle room in so I can bump the chuck into line. Right, I'm happy with that. In fact, that's actually, it's too tight. There's no room in it at all, and I don't want a little bit of room so I can bump it around. So we'll take the fanny's hair off it. In fact, I'll leave it like that until I get the chuck bolted on, and we'll try it and see how near it is before we decide to bump it in the line. Just want to take the rag up on edge there. Just turn the tool around. Clumsy bastard you. Right, so that's nice. I'm going to do these one at a time. We'll clamp it down, find the centre of that, drill through, tap it, put a bolt in, do each one in turn. Take my time and make sure I get this right. No hurry at all. First thing I'll do is find the drill that's a good fit in there. And I'll use that to go through to spot it, and then put a tapping drill in. What we could probably use that's a nice fit, so if we use that transfer punch and then straight through with the drill, that should be pretty good. That's not very good. Not happy at all with that. We'll find some other method. We've got a nice taper on there, so we could probably utilise something on that taper. Right, what's happening is the bastard thing's at the end of its travel. I thought I couldn't be that bad of a shot. Right, that's better. Right, so we can feel it. Right, that's it there, it's centralised, so that's pretty good. It was actually coming to the end of the travel on the rack. Right, we'll lock things up at that. Doesn't matter how many 17mm spanners I have in here, I can never find a bastard when I want one. Right, so that's lined up very nicely. Right, so the tapping drill for 10x1.5 is 8.5. I'm going to go straight through the bottom. I'm not going to go into a blind hole. And just put that in case I break through. One row witness marks. This is nice soft cast iron, so it's going to go through, no problem at all. All the way through. I have got this long 10mm tap, which is going to be ideal. Right, that's all the way through. Right, so that's the first one done. Basic looking. Right, that's good. Same again. See what happens. This is a round shaft out of the car gearbox, so it should be fairly straight. And that looks good. I'll put a clock gauge on it and see what the clock gauge says. Right, that's within 3 thou. That's straight off the drawing board, so to speak. I'll loosen these off and see if there's enough room to bump it across just that little bit. So you may have to take a little bit off the register. So we need to find the high bit, which is there. I think it's going to be too tight to fit to move it. High bit's there. Yeah, it's not going to move, it's staying the same. And that is acceptable, but I think it'll go better than that. I'll put some in slightly different diameter and see how far out that is. Thou and a half, nothing. I don't think I'm going to get much better than that, to tell you the truth. That's 10 inches away from the chuck. Couple of thou, nothing. I think I'll leave it at that and see how I get on with it. There is a mark on the chuck there, 0. I'm going to put a mark on this back plate opposite it, just the chuck won't be coming off, but just in case I'll put a 0 on there as well. That's it. That's nice. We'll take it out. Put it back in again. Still running through, I'm happy with that. See, it wasn't a cheap chuck. I bought it second hand. It was still quite expensive, but it is absolutely mint. The lad said it was good, and it really is absolutely mint. So John's very happy with that.